Do you know what happened with the Dalai Lama?
Didn't he just lick some kid's face?
He asked the kid, no. He asked the kid to suck his tongue.
Wow.
If you ask my 4-year-old to suck your tongue, I'm kicking you right in the fucking face while you're down there on those knees.
I wish I knew your attitude, because when I was 7 years old, my father took me to Rome to see the Pope. And I'm not kidding. The Pope gave me the shocker. I mean, I kissed his ring, and I get the shocker? And he didn't even ask. At least...
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
Can I hear your voice, bud?
Check. I'm with Harland Williams, here to laugh and have a good time today. I've been looking forward to this for fucking 4 months.
4 months, huh? Wow.
We were supposed to record in January.
Yeah, something happened, right?
Yeah, a little something happened. I've talked a lot about it, but I had a health scare. I went in for a simple back surgery. There was an issue with that. Went back in to get that fixed. Getting that fixed, had to lay there. I have this genetic blood disorder, and I end up clotting and almost dying. They all tell me. It was Martin Luther King Jr. Day that they tell me I should have died.
That's what I love about comedians. I mean, the stuff that comes out of your mouth is hilarious.
Don't make me die here, Harlan. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. I've got clots all in my lungs. I didn't know that. They live in you. Did you know that?
They live in you like little parasites?
They live in your lungs, and your body just naturally gets rid of them over time. The blood thinners are actually to stop any new ones forming, because those are the ones that could fucking kill you.
What's
They're
it
in
look
my
like?
lungs.
I always hear clot. What's it look like?
I didn't know either, and I have
go.
a couple fans, and I don't know their name, but shout out to them. Their husband and
whoever you are.
There's a husband and wife, and they sent me pictures
of clots.
Yeah,
they
what
look
do they
like.
They look like.
Oh, don't tell me chicken McNuggets.
No.
Okay.
No. Bloody long leeches.
Oh,
this is what they look like.
Blood-sucking
chunky
leeches?
Fucking just blood black, purple, red, but big, like holding them up big.
So they're long and they dangle?
That's what these look like chunks.
Are they alive, like cells?
No,
or they're just
there's
clots?
blood. They're just clots of blood, tons of it clotting together, but it breaks off so they can go to your brain, lungs, whatever, and kill you. And I'm very, very lucky. And the whole time...
Ouch.
You and I are texting because I'm thinking I'm getting out to do this Super Bowl podcast. Right. I was like, hang in there, Harlan. I'm coming.
Yeah, right. We were going to do this before the Super Bowl because last time you were here, we did we renamed half the football teams in the NFL, and we're going to do, but we're still going to do some today.
I can't wait. This is what I was looking forward to. I'm in the hospital looking at teams and thinking of names.
Should we just jump right into it? Right away?
Let's do it.
I mean, people are probably waiting. So here's what happened. And by the way, thank God you're okay. Everybody, Ryan was at death's door. He punched door right in the face, or he punched death in the face. And did you punch the door too, or just
punched a bunch of doors? Punched a lot of the bed. You know what? Punched the bed a couple times in pain. Didn't know they have an alarm on it. I didn't know. If you violently shake the bed, it's like, and they come running in. I didn't know that because I was in pain. I was like, I punched that fucking thing.
Can you imagine if parents did that to their kids going through puberty?
and an alarm.
That alarm would go off all night, every night, 4 or 5 times when you're punching that old bed. Just uppercutting that Sealy mattress. Just left hooking that Sealy. Bang. Ding, 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 ding. Holy shit.
I've been looking forward to this, dude. I needed this.
All right, let's hit the theme music. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, now that's right. You're on the Harland Highway podcast, and praise be to God, my friend Ryan Sickler is here. He went through holy living hell. It's like you got dragged through the valley of Glendale and back, bro.
Yeah, not Glendale, Arizona either, bro. Glendale, California.
Dude, but thank God you're here. And before we do anything else, because what more could be a celebration of life than stand-up comedy? And I want to plug this right off the top because what happens with my podcast, people watch the first 3 minutes and then just bail.
3, that's all you're getting.
I get about 3, maybe 2.5.
All right.
So before we later on in the show, I want to talk about the making of your special. But to make sure we plug your special, Ryan has a brand new special out on YouTube, right? And
yep, on my YouTube.
Oh, Lefty
Son.
That's also something that could set off the mattress alarm.
Yeah.
The old Lefty Son. Yeah. Those are when it's really cold outside.
This is the guy who died at 42, my father, the asshole that gave me this fucking genetic blood disorder. Wow. So I end up naming this special just as an honor to him because he introduced me to comedy and it was just an ode to my dad. That's all it was. And then right after that, I shoot it in December, and then I'm in the hospital. My friend Sam Vollen is just like the dude that took it all over for me, and I'm like, and he's like, hey, and he's so good about details and notes and stuff. And I said, listen, man, you're getting me at the right time, bro. I almost died. You think I give a fuck right now if somebody on YouTube's like, this is a little cutty, or why'd you use a close up here? I don't give a fuck.
Right?
I don't give a fuck. God. You're getting the easiest notes pass you've ever gotten on anything you've worked on right now, dude. Seriously.
Dude, the way you said I don't give a fuck, I'm going to give you 5-second count because it feels good saying it, right? I could tell. So you said, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to give you a 5 count and let that drag for 5 seconds, and you're going to feel like $1 million bucks. Mm-hmm. This is a 5-second fuck drag.
All right,
okay,
ready?
Ready?
Let me get a good deep breath on this one, yeah. I don't give a fuck. 2, 3, 4, 5. Goddamn Harland Williams.
Right.
Thank you so much.
I think you just killed about 8
I might
clots.
do that.
Yeah. I think you just fucked some clots. Yeah.
I need to get up and do that every fucking morning.
You know what we should do? Because the Dalai Lama sits there every morning and he goes, we should tell the guy to just go, fuck.
Do you know what happened with the Dalai Lama?
Didn't he just lick some kid's face?
He asked the kid to suck his tongue.
Wow. What kind of bad alarm does that set off? Holy crap. What was on his tongue?
Hold on, stop. You're going to make me get sick. What was on his tongue?
I mean...
Clearly, he wanted him to taste something. It was not for sexual pleasure in any way.
You know that the Dalai Lama was in the back, like, licking a grape popsicle, and he had like the purple tongue. He's like, suck my tongue, boy. Right?
No.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? There was a video of it.
Yeah. He had to apologize. Yeah.
Apologize. Ask a 4-year-old boy to suck my tongue. Whoops,
man, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck. I love the sorry. I don't give a fuck. Here, let me go again. I don't give a fuck if you're the Dalai Lama. If you ask my 4-year-old to suck your tongue, I'm kicking you right in the fucking face while you're down there on those knees, and I'll probably choke you out with that fucking loose garment you wear.
I wish
Who gives a shit who you are?
Yeah.
Who or what you represent? You clearly just violated everything by that fucking move right there.
I wish I knew your attitude, because when I was 7 years old, my father took me to Rome to see the Pope. And I'm not kidding. The Pope gave me the shocker. I mean, I kissed his ring, and I get the shocker? And he didn't even ask. At least Dalai Lama asked. You want to suck my tongue, boy?
Oh,
God,
that's your clip. The Pope gave me the shock.
Wow. I mean, I could see, just Hannibal Lecter, because he's got the tongue going. That's part of his machine.
You would expect something or someone like that to do that. The Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama.
Also, how do you go that long? How do you go that long and be that righteous and that good and that well-behaved and that leader and that, mentor, all these positive things, and then say some weird shit? That's so fucking weird.
Well, here's what's frightening. And it sucks because we have so few positive role models in the world now who are spiritual, who are wholesome, who are righteous. And you got to go, he said it with like such ease, like it sort of just came out of him. So now you got to go, okay, has he said it before? And what has he said that wasn't on camera? What has
Or
he
done.
said that was in a dark room or a private room? I'm not trying to say he has done that, but it makes you naturally wonder because, you know, you look at other sacred religious leaders like Catholic priests who have a litany of horrific crimes against young children. And now you know, I was just, as well as being shocked, I was like totally disappointed and go, really? This guy now? You know, the guy that sits on top of a mushroom cross-legged
Right.
and looks at the clouds going by?
If you wrote that in the script, people would be like, get
Yeah.
that out of there. Get that. That's ridiculous.
It's just, it's tough.
But watch my special. Available on my YouTube.
Yeah.
Lefty Son.
Lefty
It's
Son.
free. I did it all myself, directed, produced,
Oh, dude, that's
obviously written
great.
and performed, again, with my good friend Sam Volin, and did it here at the Dynasty in L.A., great theater.
It looks great. Yeah,
Thank you,
it looks
dude.
beautiful.
Thank you. I'm
Carpet
proud
on
of
the
it.
ground and the
That's all them. I
candles
was
and-
just like, that's the other thing. I was like, look, man, your stage, I already like it. Let me put a little, my manager, Justin Silvera, was like, why don't you put a couple little personal things? And I was like, that's a
Yeah.
great idea. So I threw a couple things on the piano. And then that's it. Did the special, got the content out there. Follow me on social media at Ryan Sickler. Go subscribe to the Honeydew podcast and start with Harland's episode because it is a fucking instant classic. it's a banger,
we
dude.
had fun.
It's
We
a
had
ba-
fun, yeah.
yeah.
No, but that's
Even the last one, when you talk to the dead lady, he's got 2 great ones on there. Go watch them all. Yeah.
Wow, wild. Yeah, thank you. And congrats on the special.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. And yeah, check it out. And it's funny how it all kind of symbiotically came together with the hospital visit, your dad's passing, the name of the thing, everything.
Crazy.
Do you want to hear? I'm just, you know, when
Yes
you, when
is
you,
the answer.
when you said
Whatever
the,
you're about to say, yeah.
the leeches,
yeah.
I just, whenever I hear that word, I flash back to a story from my days working as a forest ranger. And it's probably the most,
Can I stop you for 1
Yeah.
second? On a, do you have a cartoon of that?
what?
You being a forest ranger or a forest ranger cartoon?
No.
Dude, how do you not?
I know.
I mean, you got puppy dog pals. You've
Yeah.
never been a dog. You've been a forest ranger. You
true.
think you could probably dive into your whatever this story is right now
Yeah.
could be a good cartoon. Doesn't have to be a kid's one necessarily. All right, sorry.
Did
go
I
ahead.
ever tell you the story about the leech?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna.
We've all done so many podcasts, maybe, but I doubt it. I want to hear it. But you
Okay.
had park ranger days.
Yeah, but when you said leech, it triggered a horrific memory. And then before I'm going to set up. We're going to do the football teams after that.
I want to
because-
hear this story. Yes.
So when I was a forest ranger, and when I was growing up, we had a cottage on a lake, and then when I went up and worked in the bush, so we had a raft out in the water, and when we'd go out and swim on the raft, the leeches, the bloodsuckers, we were in a lake that had tons of these. So when they'd feel all the vibration in the water, they would start circling the raft. So we'd have to go jump off the raft and swim back to the raft and get on the raft because these leeches would come around, and they were big. They're about this long.
And they like swim after you.
They
chase
swim
you?
after you, or
Holy
they'd
shit.
get on you, and they had a sucker at each end,
Yeah.
and they just wanted your blood. And they also, leeches have this enzyme in their saliva. It's an anticoagulant. That's how leeches ingest the most blood. They penetrate your skin. This enzyme that they possess causes the wound to stay open and not coagulate, and so they get an influx of more blood. And that's why when you pull a leech off, it's still, the blood drips down because it's not healing up the way it normally would because of the anticoagulant. But I digress. So these damn leeches would swim around, and we were out too far from the shore that you could do anything with them. So I started doing this thing. They're very rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I would do is I'd grab them real quick out of the water, and I'd put them in my mouth.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not kidding.
Bullshit.
I'm not kidding.
You're grabbing leeches out of the water and putting them in your mouth?
I'm putting them, and I'm ripping them in half.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and they're not easy because they're rubbery. I mean, it's like, have you ever bit a condom in half?
No.
You will. You will.
So sure of it.
But yeah, I would bite them in half and throw them back in the water, and then they couldn't swim and they die, right?
How many of these are you doing?
Oh, I did tons of them.
Get the fuck.
Yeah.
This is park ranger or before? This is when you're swimming out to that raft.
So this was out on the raft because we couldn't get rid of them any other way. So I would do it, and it was gross, but I did it really fast. It was like, and then they were.
And are you getting blood and everything in your mouth? What's
a
in your
little
mouth?
bit, but I'm instantly spitting it out. It's a fast kind of gesture, right? Mm-hmm. So cut to there's a second species of leech that lives in fresh water, and we call them the gray leeches. And they're like shorter, kind of almost oval shaped. And they kind of hang out more under rocks and on the side of logs. They're more like clingy to the shore than they are swimmy, aroundy, the people-y. Mm-hmm. And that was Shakespeare, in case you're wondering.
I felt the iambic pentameter there.
Yeah. And by the way, a great baseball player, iambic pentameter. Used to play for the Dodgers. 1973, hit the home run against the Phillies for the World Series win. So when I'm a forest ranger. We're on a freshwater lake. We have a dock. Me and all the guys have the weekend off. We're swimming. This is when I'm like 19, 20, 21, somewhere in there. And every now and then the gray ones would make an appearance. Everything has to get from point A to point B. So here comes one of the gray ones. And I reach down, I grab it, I put it in my mouth, and they're a little tougher because they're flat. The other ones are big. They're like this dense. The gray ones are really flat because they go under.
Harland, is anyone else doing this? Does anyone else
so.
There's other people in front of you. Are they grabbing leeches also? Okay.
Nobody's ever done it.
So you're the guy doing this.
I wasn't afraid of them, but I didn't want them sucking on me. So I grabbed the gray one. It's about that big. The other ones are usually about that big. I grab it, and it's harder. It's harder because they're flatter and they're more rubbery, and I'm like, and I'm really sawing this thing, right? And as I'm sawing it, it's not the fast process that the big ones are. And as I've got it in my teeth, I just feel, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I pull the thing out and I flip it over, and gray leeches carry their babies on their bellies.
No.
They carry. Have you ever seen a spider with all its babies on
I have on the back.
So I flipped it over, and it's swarming with almost little teeny tiny gray leeches.
Oh, I'm getting chills, dude.
So while I bit it,
the babies
they went up into my gums in between. They were just shooting up into my gums, and now I'm like, and I throw the thing down, and they've got suckers on them. No. So now I got like 40 fucking baby leeches in my teeth.
That is disgusting.
And you ever try to suck a popcorn kernel out? You're
alter your bite.
So try sucking out a family of gray leeches with suction cups. I was like, I almost imploded my head. I almost sucked my whole skull in. I was like,
God, I'm going to gag.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I was seeing on the Dilaudid I was telling you before we recorded in the hospital. What you lived. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's real. Yeah. Oh, that's 100% real. That's why you trigger, like, I'll never forget it. And that was the last day I bit a leech in half. It was like, it took me about half an hour to get them, and I had to get, it was crazy.
I know we wouldn't do these footballs.
All right, there's no rush.
Now you're
lots
reminded.
of time, Wild
Two
thing.
things.
Go for it.
The leeches that they looked at the clots, and then they kept telling me in the hospital too that if.
By the way, before you finish this story, because I could tell that grossed you out, and it's probably going to stay with you
forever.
I'm going to give you a 4 count. Fuck.
Okay.
Ready?
Fuck.
That was 8.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Good.
This mind is cleansed. Okay, go. I just wanted to make sure you were clear.
There's this surgery they can do where they tell me it's a tube about as big as my pinky. They shove it in my groin. They put it in your lungs, and then this machine sucks these clots out.
Wait, when you say in your groin, you mean up the penis hole?
Not the hole. I think like literally where your ball bag and your leg touch, like that area.
So they make a new hole?
Yeah, they're putting a hole in your fucking body to put this tube
Come on, that's like a bag hole.
To suck these things out. But then they say, but because of this stupid blood disorder you have, you could be a vegetable. I'm like, then we're not doing that. Like, why are we even discussing it? But the same couple had sent me photos of what this machine looks like that sucks it. And do you remember?
Oh, God.
You're old enough like me to remember. Just remember the old school bike horns, the silver ones with the little black. The way it would trumpet out.
Yeah,
it looked like two trumpets on this thing. And I was like, they're going to hook that. No. But what you made me think about with the leeches was the first 8 or 9 days I'm in Gen Pop in the hospital. I'm just in this area where it's a curtain. I'm on my back. I don't see anything. It's all theater of the mind, as Daniel Van Kirk says. And I'm hearing people. There's a lady next to me that I befriend who's been there for a couple days and is there for like maybe 2 more while I'm there.
What'd she have going on?
She had, I think, a knee surgery or something like that, and she was still there. But the one next to me, like you would come in, and have maybe you just had a thumb surgery or something, and you're just there for 2 hours, and then you're gone. So they're playing music.
What I get for too much hitchhiking.
Or the old lefty son.
Yeah, right? Yeah, okay.
So this is a bit of a rotating, and they're having a good time playing music. I'm miserable. I've been now for 5 days. I'm over it. But there's this junkie that I'm pointing diagonal because that's where he was. Yeah. And he just knew the system, abused the system. And what I gather is that the Lauded is not working. You seeing him?
Yeah.
The Lauded's not working.
Brush your teeth, bro.
And he's injecting, I'm assuming heroin or whatever, into his foot. And his foot is so infected that the surgeons come and they talk to him. And you can hear everything in this place. And they tell him, if this IV Dilaudid isn't taking the pain away, then we may have to take your foot. And the last thing they're about to do is maggot therapy. Now, this goes back to your first episode with the squirrels and the maggots and stuff.
Yeah.
So they tell him, this is medieval shit, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking it up on my phone because we have a computer in our hands, and I'm like, oh, my God. And it's horrific pictures. And this dude's foot is so fucked up that the last thing they're going to try before they take it is to throw maggots on this motherfucker and let them eat all the dead flesh and then see if they can't save it. And then I finally got transferred to my own room for the rest of the month. So I don't know what happened to him or his foot, but it wasn't sounding good over there.
That is scary stuff.
Yeah, and then it's funny because the night, this is a transition for you. The night that I got moved out of Gen Pop into my own room was literally the night that the Baltimore Ravens were in the playoffs, and at halftime, they moved me up to my own room, and I'm like, great, I'll watch the second half of this game, and I'm going home tomorrow. And then we lose on that fucking wild play where the lineman just stole the ball. Snoop Huntley's reaching over like he's delivering pizzas instead of going low. And they took that ball and ran it all the way back, and we lost. And that was my blood pressure went up in there. And then the next day I clot. So I kind of might be a little bit of football that did this. And I just wanted to transition us back into doing these names.
Okay. But, you know, they also, as well as maggot stuff, they used to do leeching, they called it, where back in medieval times they'd use, and
like on
they
bruises
still do it.
and suck the blood out. Yeah.
They'll use leeches to suck wounds and get infections out.
Do you think dentists or orthodontists could use that method maybe that you just invented?
You know, dude, fuck a water pick.
Wild.
Someone get me a fucking gray leech.
I'll bet you some one gray leech and get all the fucking plaque and fucking tartar.
I should go, next time I go to my dentist, have you been flossing, Mr. Williams? No, I've been sucking on a motherfucking pregnant leech.
Oh, God, the baby. Oh, God, forbid, dude.
I open my mouth and they're just like,
oh, God, dude. Oh.
Mr. Williams, you'll have to leave now. Crazy. Hey, everybody, check out my merchandise at harbling.com. Yeah, most people just slap some letters or images on a t-shirt or a hoodie, but not me. Yours truly. Guess what? I draw my own designs. At harbling.com, you can see tons of my hand-drawn t-shirts. You can either buy the original or you can buy a print. And man, oh man, wear them loud and proud. I love making these designs for you guys and keeping it personal. So check out the whole catalog. We got hoodies, we got coffee mugs, we got t-shirts, you name it, it's there at harbling.com. Get your Harland original design, wearable art at harbling.com today. And thank you for your support. And I'll just keep the The groovy image is coming. All right, so last time you were here, we were sort of sick of the boring kind of NFL team names. And we renamed half the league.
We did.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take 5 more on this podcast, and then next time you're back, we'll do the final 5. But this is how it works. Ryan and I, no preparation. We're going to figure out new names for these NFL teams because we just, we're bored with the old ones.
Bored.
So let's start with the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, my hometown, my home.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's my personal favorite team
wow.
right there. Now, so we're going to change this name for sure, but I do want to give the Ravens a little bit of a nod. Because the reason they're named the Ravens and not just the Crabs or whatever the fuck is because Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore and his famous poem, The Raven, they took that name and made the team the Ravens. So I like that better than just like the Panthers. You know what I mean? So it's got a little history tied to the city that I really appreciate.
There's a bit of literature attached to it.
And it's a dark fucking man and a dark
Edgar
fucking
Allan Poe.
poem. And a city with a chip on its shoulder. So it fits perfectly.
The Telltale Heart, the Cask of Amontillado.
Well done, young man.
He wrote some dark stuff. He was like the early Stephen King of his time.
Yes, I agree. And in that city, boy, and drinking absinthe all the time, and
Yeah.
But as much as I love the city, let's be honest, I would say it's the Baltimore homicides. I would put homicide.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Well, also
The Wire. Have you seen The Wire?
No.
Oh, Harland Williams, you got a series to watch, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh, watch The Wire on HBO.
I love guys who can keep their balance.
It's it's listen, it is literally trying to walk a tightrope in that city.
Oh, it's not about that?
It is, a little bit, yeah.
Here's the thing about crows, though, ravens. They're not the prettiest. I mean, the whole,
Do you know how smart they are, though?
They're smart, but
super smart.
I mean, I almost feel like it should be like the Baltimore tracheotomies. Like somebody's got to fix those fucking hooters they've got. I mean,
Listen, tracheotomies is way better. There's no fucking other city that's going to have that team name. I'll take tracheotomies over homicide. It is good.
And I think we're blending the morbidness of Edgar Allan Poe because I think he did a lot of imagery of crows and crows were sort of the harbinger of doom and death. And so for Edgar Allan Poe, we're paying tribute to picture a beautiful large bird with a hole in its throat. And I think
tracheotomies. It's
the Baltimore tracheotomies.
That's a great one.
Okay. That's good. Good. I think we sort of combined our efforts on that one.
I loved it.
All right. Next one is, the Denver Broncos. Come on, guy. Talk to me.
Well, what do we got in Denver? We have legal shrooms. We have legal weed.
It's all drugs.
It's all
yeah.
It's all drugs.
It's like haven't they legalized heroin and opioids?
Maybe
and LSD. Like I think they're
It's like Subaru shrooms and weed all over that place.
They're like legalizing everything.
Yeah.
Should it be like the Denver junkies or the Denver dope heads or the?
It's more than dope though. I like Denver drugs.
Yeah, the Denver drugs.
Just the drugs.
And that's
who you playing today? The drugs.
Yeah, the drugs.
We gotta go play the drugs today, man.
They don't know they're playing, but we're playing. Yeah. The Denver drugs. It's plain. Drugs. It's simple.
It's real concise.
They're the only guys when you hit them, a white cloud goes off of them. It's like, because they're covered with coke residue.
Covered.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. The
great.
Denver drugs. That is so perfect.
That's perfect.
What would the logo be? Just like a needle?
A circle. Like, remember the back in the day would have like a needle, some pills. Remember? I mean, just a collection of all the bad things.
A needle with a helmet on.
A heroin needle with a helmet on would be great.
All right, Buffalo Bills, bro. Buffalo. First of all, I don't think there's any Buffaloes in Buffalo.
I'm ignorant, but I'm going to say I don't either. Unless they've been brought in for like a fucking radio show fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
a
like
fucking
a Christmas parade
marketing
or
thing
sponsor
or something.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is WGHY. Come meet us in the Olive Garden parking lot. We've got a live buffalo. Okay, it's radio. We can't fucking see it. You could have just told us. But the buffalo, yeah.
It's cold as fuck there. I've been there. I've been
Yeah.
to their stadium.
There's a lot of fires. There's a lot of like places burned down there. They love chicken wings.
Love wings. Love.
Yeah, they love chicken.
They invented them.
Yeah. Buffalo, cold, wings.
Cold wings? No. I don't
No.
like it.
Well, we have hot wings, so cold wings.
Interesting.
It's interesting. We're on the border of it.
Ice?
Ice, buffalo, burn downs, the buffalo.
Burnouts?
I think you're going back to Denver. Yeah. I think you went backwards a little bit there.
I regret.
Yeah. What is it? The buffalo. God, this is a toughie.
Hear that silence?
I mean, is the answer in the silence the buffalo nothings?
Or just the buffaloes?
Yeah.
Or how about no buffaloes?
Yeah.
There's no fucking
How
buffalo.
about fuck them? How about we just like get rid of the whole franchise? You know what? We don't have to name this team
That's right.
because it doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone.
It's gone.
We're got rid of
Yeah,
one. 2019.
You're
Goddamn.
gone. It's just completely gone. Oh, the Cleveland Browns, dude.
Worst team in the NFL, worst organization. I don't care what anybody says. They've had the fucking top picks for decades and haven't landed one goddamn fucking quarterback. Not one. Like, you're like, that guy's a Cleveland Browns, been a Cleveland Brown the whole time. Not one. And they've had a couple 0-win seasons.
Yeah.
That's the one you get the first pick. That's the guy you should nail it.
Yeah.
He's not a lifelong Brown, and nope.
But
They're
isn't
garbage.
it all, say it all in the name? Like, think of all the colors. I think the human eye can see 1,003,022 colors.
Is that right?
And that's just the ones we know about. Like, we can see all these trillions of colors and brown.
It's garbage.
I mean, what's the color of brown?
Shit. Yeah. We can call them that.
The Cleveland shit.
Yeah, the Cleveland shits.
What has brown done for you lately?
It can be
Stunk up my bathroom. That's
ruin my pants.
Yeah.
The Cleveland shits, and it
Yeah.
could be a type of shit too. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
a
like what?
well, like that diarrhea splatter. You know what I mean? Not even solid. It's not
Yeah.
even it's just not even nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing you'd call your friends in to see.
Yeah,
you
the
know
Taco
what I mean?
Bell Grande fucking sizzler with, yeah.
Not one you'd be like, everybody got to see this turd
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here, man. That's not the one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not the kind you'd mount and hang over the fireplace. Yeah. No.
Shellac it and
Yeah.
put it up.
This is just like, it looks like somebody ran
Yeah.
over a squirrel or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. The Cleveland shits.
Cleveland
That's
shit.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
And last one, the Miami Dolphins, buddy. I don't know.
There's a lot going on in Miami too. You've got cocaine. You've got a lot of. I mean, that's where they used to just dump it on the beaches.
Yeah.
And people would just go get it. You
Yeah.
could just go get it.
But don't they also say the dolphins are like the second smartest mammals to man? Mm-hmm. But then I ask myself, okay, how smart are you when you're an air-breathing mammal and you live in water, you dumbass? So how about the Miami fucking Tards? How about that?
Done. Miami Tars.
And in case you don't understand what I'm talking about, for you real dolphin lovers, there you go.
Oh
Man, okay, done and done. We got some good ones. The shits, the tards, the drugs, the nothings,
and the nothing. Yeah.
and the tracheotomies. You're welcome, NFL.
Oh man.
Wow.
That was great.
All right, next time you're here, we do the final five.
Can't wait.
Oh, God. What else was I going to talk to you about? Oh, dude. Last time you were here, we did another thing. Remember, I bestowed on you an honor that you'd only do with a good friend. I let you open a box from Amazon.
Yeah.
So it got me thinking about our conversation about boxes. And have you ever shopped at the Apple store?
I have.
Okay, I want to show you something. I bought a laptop the other day.
Okay.
More than the laptop I bought, the packaging at Apple. I mean, let's start with the bag, okay? I went in to buy a computer. It looks like it was at Saks Fifth Avenue.
It absolutely
Look at the beautiful, feel the density of the handles.
Look,
Like-
man, the cords on my hoodie aren't this good.
Yeah, this is the rope you tie your whatever up with. So first of all, the bag is immaculate.
And
okay?
then nice and foldable.
Yeah, foldable.
Almost flat here.
And look at the paper grade on it. Like it's
It is.
beautiful
It's-
paper,
It's very durable to hold that expensive
Yeah.
computer.
right?
Certainly a fold flat bag there.
So it starts there, and then look at the box, okay? I'm going to pull it open, and the box just, the density of the box, the way it feels, look how thick it is. Like, feel that.
That's very solid.
Like,
Solid.
are you feeling anything?
Yeah.
You getting a little,
You're getting a little chub, bro.
right?
No doubt.
And then you open it up, and it's got this little thing was in it. Look what's
Free
in
stickers.
it. It's stickers. There's like a little thing. It looks like the envelope they hand you at the Oscars. And the
And
winner.
the winner is Harland Williams.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It just flaps
I mean, if
open.
you're old school, they give you this.
Yeah.
And if not, you go online and you can watch things that they have for it.
Like, that's all that was in it, was the stickers and two little pieces of paper, but they made this big production. And then look in here. Like,
It says designed by Apple in California. It even tells you that. It's nice.
and then look at this, like more detailed than Pharaoh's esophagus or whatever it's called.
Tracheotomy.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
His esophagus. But look at that, man. You could put a Jello mold in that and
You
make
could.
apple pops or something.
You could.
Feel that, bro.
Very heavy, very, very secure.
Yeah. So my question is, how much are we paying extra on our Apple products for this packaging? I mean, this is immaculate.
No doubt. No doubt.
And then we got these.
Free advertising for them.
I wonder, you know how Indian people put a bindi right here?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if do we dare?
Apple doesn't pay me enough to put them on my forehead, Harland Williams.
I mean, I'm going to put it there. If you want to, you
No,
can.
I'm not.
I mean,
Harland.
look, bro, we're all going Apple.
Do you feel any different?
I feel like I want to see the Dalai Lama.
Fucking mic drop, bro. That's a good. I'm definitely not putting it on.
Would you like to lick my tongue?
What's on it? What if the kid did say that?
Yeah.
Why? What's on it?
Yeah, what the hell you been eating, guy? But isn't this a bit interesting? If, we buy so many Apple products, everything's Apple. Isn't it just the next step that we become Apple? Like, don't I become Harland
We're
eventually?
100% headed toward all of us being AI, and yeah, eventually, for sure. No
Like,
doubt.
how long? I mean, we've got the iPad, the iPhone, the iBook, the iMac. Basically, they're selling us rectangles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got so many rectangles I could shingle my roof with all their shit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a lot of packaging.
I mean, I bought all of them.
But we're headed that way.
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy. However, I grew up Catholic.
Me neither.
I grew up Catholic. And if you step outside the Catholicism the way I have and away from it and really study what they tell you, it's just as crazy as Scientology, as, any of them. Put them all in here. Christianity, all of them. They're just all fucking nuts. It's all wild.
You bring up a good point, though. What was the thing?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you're going to laugh at my melanoma,
Now it's melanoma.
this might not be the show for you. I'm dying, bro. I'm dying.
Don't put that.
Okay? I'm terminal.
Don't put that
Stop
shit out
fucking
there.
laughing at me, all right?
Oh, shit.
But think about it. the Garden of Evil, or the Garden of Eden.
Eden, yeah.
What was the thing that Eve
The
took?
apple. And there's a bite out of it right there on your head, man. Wow.
And going back to Catholicism, wasn't it they said that the apple was represented or presented by the snake who represented evil, the devil? And here we are.
Smack dab in the middle of your face. How about it? Wow. So who knows? I mean, AI sounds just as crazy to me, or excuse me, Catholicism sounds just as crazy to me as being AI.
I feel like AI now.
I mean,
an Apple idiot.
I'm right here all the time for directions, for information, for contacts, for whatever, for business, for pleasure. It's all right there. Yeah. All of it, right? So I'm waiting. I hope we live long enough for chips to be put in our body to program and save you from diabetes, or hey, you have lung cancer. We can put this computer chip in you and it'll take care of, you know what I mean? I hope we get to that point. I mean, I think humans will. I hope we're still here when they get to that fucking point. You know what I mean?
But how far would you go with it? Like if they could put a chip in you and say, hey, now you can speak Spanish, now you can speak German or French, would you do it?
Yeah, I'd do that.
I would.
I would do that.
What if they put a chip in your head? Like that's the thing. Would that soon eradicate everyone's profession? Like what if they could put a chip and said, "Now you're an excellent accountant,
and
you're an excellent
do surgery
writer."
On myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that day's coming? Is that realistic? I think
where we're no longer individuals and everyone is the same and we can all do the same exact things the same way at the same level and that sort of thing.
Well, there's this theory that I've read about. And I'm sure you've heard about this. I'm just going to get rid of the
beautiful packaging.
Beautiful packaging, yeah. There was this theory that they talked about with the graylings or whatever. You ever see Aliens? They're the gray ones with the almond-shaped eyes. Mm-hmm. So I've read stories where they say that they all look the same and they never communicate because they all look the same. They've kind of foregone any type of physical appearance and any verbal expression because now everything's done in a telepathic way. And so everyone's like got AI and is reading everyone's thoughts. And so there's no more need for physical appearance and all that because it's all done and there's no need for individualism and looks and definition in people. I mean, I don't know that I want to live in that kind of environment.
I definitely don't want to live in that environment. Yeah. But I'm not disagreeing that it could be absolutely headed that way, for sure. I mean, it could be another 500 years, but it could absolutely be headed that way. 1,000 years, whatever.
Scary.
Sometimes there's so many weird coincidences that I don't, if someone in the end was like, hey, it was all a simulation, it wouldn't blow my mind. It wouldn't blow my mind. That sounds just as crazy, like I'm saying, as God taking a rib from man and creating woman and burning bushes and all, you know what I mean? And the tombstone was rolled out of the way and he's gone. It's like somebody took Jesus's body. Come on. Somebody took it.
Where do you think it is?
It's a great question. It was somewhere. It might be behind the apple, bro. The apple tree. Doubled up on it, huh?
Got a problem, bro?
Could you?
What kind of phone you got, bro?
Challenging people in the street.
Sup?
If somebody said you got a problem, bro, with that, I wouldn't fuck with you. I promise. I'm like, come on, let's move out of here.
You want to roll, bro? You want a bite of me?
I love you, dude.
By the way, also excellent eyebrow waxers.
Yeah, they do almost look like eyebrow waxers.
Buddy, I'm so glad you're okay, though. But I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people watch and don't know about the process of making a special. I said at the top of the show I wanted to come back around to talk about the process of making a special. Like, people just watch comedians, go, that guy's funny, he's got all this material. But take us through how it happens. Do you start 2 years before and you're in the clubs going, okay, I want to work on this bit, or do you start 4 months before? Like, I don't think people know how a comedy special is mapped out. What's your process?
Right. We're all different, right?
Yeah.
So this particular one, I had about 40 minutes that were loose that I was comfortable with, and then the pandemic hit.
Okay, so this you were already working on it.
I had been working on pre-pandemic loosely, and then the pandemic hits.
Yeah.
And we're now down 2 years, basically. And then I go out and I take what I had already started, and I did a tour called the Night Pants Nation Tour. And for about 14 months, I went and strengthened it and added and polished that 40 to an hour. I really did an hour and 50. If you really want to know how it goes, I shot an hour and 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And just put an hour out. I didn't want to have an hour and 15.
It's too long these days. It's almost nowadays, it's almost a little bit shorter is better.
I think 30 minutes is great. I saw the Earthquake special that Dave Chappelle produced, and it was a banger all the way through. And I didn't feel like I needed more. I wanted more, but I'll wait for that next one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the hour was also, so you know, the hour was created by networks and clubs. The clubs want enough time to sell their chicken fingers and alcohol while we dance, and the networks need to fill a slot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, and if you're watching on TV with commercials, it's usually about 44 minutes is an hour.
Yeah.
And 22 and a half is your half hour on television with commercials, right?
Yeah.
So this is an unfiltered full 1 hour. And honestly, the next one I probably will do 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, who cares? No one says you have to do this number. Again, the networks and the clubs, and we've been conditioned to these times.
That's the beauty of the digital era,
That's right.
too. And I think people, it's like even in a comedy club, when you do stand-up live, if you go over like about 55 minutes an hour, even if you're killing, audiences have audience fatigue. And even if you're Robin Williams or Chappelle, you're up there. Some of these guys used to go up and do marathon like
3 hours, yeah.
And it's like the audience, even if you're killing it, it's like watching a stripper. It's like, okay, I've seen her from every angle enough. Now I'm almost going to go gay if she doesn't get off the stage. Okay, I've had enough. I've seen enough beef. All right, get off the stage, Eve. Bring Adam in. But tell me about, because what people also don't know is when you do a special, you also have to lock in, not some guys just kind of ramble, but some guys lock in on a theme that they pick. Okay, this is going to be sort of about my family. This is going to be about my youth. This is going to be about politics. Did you hone in on a theme for this special? Did you kind of dance around?
Not one the whole way. I started with weed and alcohol for me, and how marijuana is helpful for me, and then transitioned into being a single dad with a stepson who's 19 now, and a daughter who's 8. Then into just being a kid who didn't have parents, and I told a fun story about the most scared I've ever been in my fucking life.
Yeah.
And then I tell a story at the end, again, about not having parents and just looking for wisdom and knowledge anywhere I can find. I'm listening to everybody. And I tell a couple stories about old black man wisdom.
Oh, wow.
So it's this person, Lefty's son, and these stories. So I didn't go with a theme all the way through.
But if you think about it, you did go with a theme. It was your life.
Yes,
you went
that's
through
what I'm saying.
pieces of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's pieces and bits of my life.
Oh, I like that old black man wisdom. It's kind of that kind of guy sitting on his front porch down in the bayou talking about, well, you know, son, if you walk up that road real slow, you're going to get there in about 3 hours. But if you go a little faster, you're going to get there in 2 hours and 50 minutes, son. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, my God, I told that story.
Oh, you did? There's something about an old, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, like any old person, they have that inherent wisdom, and there's something so rich and beautiful about it.
Richard Pryor used to do a character, and he would have the character say, I didn't get old being no fool. And you're like, yeah, you're damn right you didn't get old. You didn't know, you know?
Yeah.
So,
you hone that material.
So hone that material
for
in the clubs across North America, because you know I love Edmonton and I love Vancouver as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting too when you say around North, because you go to different cities and you want to see sort of what the reaction is. Are people in Columbus, Ohio laughing at this
Let me tell you
segment the
something.
way
That's
people
right.
in Alaska are?
If you're building a set that only works in L.A. or New York, good luck. Good luck. Because the rest of the world is country is very fucking different.
Yeah, that was my point.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're 100% right. That shit's got to work everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere it's got to work. It's got to be a universal set that, and again, you're going to get people that are like, nah, this sucks. This is that. They're doing that for Chappelle. They're doing that for Harland. They're doing that for Price. So, I see people like, fuck the Beatles. Who are the Beatles? Shit like that. You're like, okay. Everything's not for everyone. But you hone the material, and then I decided in December to shoot it. So I'm doing it all myself. I'm directing, producing.
Wow.
So I'm finding the venue. I'm finding the crew. And luckily, at the Dynasty, shout out to Jamie Flam and the crew there.
Yeah,
they're
great.
A great If you're looking to shoot, go talk to the Dynasty.
Yeah.
And they have a fantastic staff. Sam and those guys over there are great. And cameras and everything. So you don't need to... At that particular place, because I did go to other places. I went to, I won't say some places, we want $15,000 just for the venue. I'm like, I'm not paying you $15,000 for the venue.
Yeah.
And that comes with nothing, just the building.
Yeah.
Some wanted 10, and I'm not going to get into numbers, but again, look, if you want to be real, if you're going to do something and listen, if you're going to do it yourself, first of all, save enough money. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
It's coming out of your pocket, or put it on a credit card because you're funding it.
Yeah.
But you need your venue, you need your crew, you need your equipment, you need your lighting, you need your sound, you need all that stuff. It's
a lot.
And I've been working in post-production for 20 years, so I'm familiar with all this stuff. So I get there and I'm like, you guys have Black Magic cameras, and you've got the lighting rig already set, and you've got the sound, and you've got... Man.
That's great.
And then post-production. So then you shoot it. You do your night. You do 2 shows at least. So you take the best of, obviously.
Yeah.
You wear the same thing. So you've got the continuity.
Yeah, people don't know that. You usually shoot 2 shows, and then you kind of cut and mix and match the best of each show. And
That's right.
You almost have to do each show exactly as the first one because it's like continuity, like you said. Yeah.
And then you got to sell tickets. You got to get people to come out to the fucking thing because you don't want to perform to an empty audience.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to sell 2 shows out in L.A. at the Dynasty. This is all days before I almost die, and we shoot it and it goes great. It's fucking awesome. I'm very happy with it. Now you get it into post production. You got to find an editor who's really knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, understands comedy, the timing.
I'll say this. So my buddy Sam Vallon, who, really is the guy that took this over in post and everything and was so instrumental in all of this, he's worked on other comedians we know. I'm not going to say who, but I'll tell you off mic, and their specials. And you'll work with 12 people. And you've got 12 people giving notes. And these people this is always my gripe. I was always more qualified than everyone I fucking worked with because I did it.
Yeah.
And if you're just making notes that make things different but not better, shut the fuck up. You're just over there getting your PS. You're a salaried employee with a 401k and paid sick and vacation days and maybe a company car, and you got all writing your expenses off. I'm a family business. Today, Ryan Sickler is a modern day family business.
That's right.
This is how I support my daughter, my businesses, my podcasts, my stand-up. I'm a modern day family business. We're not brick and mortar anymore. Everyone's can do this differently. So, it's all out of my pocket financially, and then you got to find your. Oh, so wait, real quick back. So they're giving, and Sam's like, I know they're not watching it. I know they're not, and I'm going to prove it. So purposely, they took a YouTube weird, just a Harland Highway screen grab, an Easter egg, and they threw it right in the middle. And they were waiting for everyone to say, hey, man, I don't know what that is at 20 minutes in, but there's a weird freeze frame of the Harland Highway podcast in there. Can we clean that up? Not one person. Not one. So that's when he realized, we're doing this. We don't need to listen to them.
Yeah.
Fuck their notes. And again, I told him, too, 2 things. It's just you and me making notes. And again, I just almost died. I don't give a fuck about certain edit. Make it like you're proud. This is your edit. This is your cut. It's my stand-up, but this is your edit. So make this something you'd be proud to look at and watch. And he did. He killed it. So
wow.
Audio mixing. Then there's the colorist.
By the way, just to interject, I've seen that happen on feature films where I've been in on the edit where it's like a feature theatrical release. And I've seen executives come in the middle of the edit and go, hey, why don't you do that? And they have no idea how it relates to the joke or the continuity from 5 scenes. And I'm sitting there going, you can't, if you take that out, the first half of the movie doesn't work.
Makes sense.
But they don't even know. They just come in and go, hey, here's me. Do it, chiming in because I get paid to.
Go closer on Harland. That's right. And let's flip the shot. I'm like, what? You didn't make anything better. You just made it different. Get the fuck out of here.
It's unbelievable.
And if you're being real also, as editors and people know, when people, I used to hate it when they'd be like, if they throw a just out, I'm like, do you know that your just note takes 3 hours?
Yeah.
It's going to be an edit, a music cut. We have to render it. It needs new graphics. You know what I mean? Like, people don't know that shit.
This is why I wanted to talk about this, because I think, here's the thing. There's such a simplicity to stand-up comedy. And when I watched your special, it just looks so clean and simple. There's you and your hoodie. You're up on this stage, and it's the microphone. It's you. It's this.
I get right into it. Also,
yeah.
Live.
It looks so simple.
A lot, yeah. It is what it's supposed to be.
But
live, I walk out and thank you very much and all that.
Yeah.
I do it quickly there.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, let's just get to it.
Yeah.
What are we here for?
And all the stuff you just talked about is kind of what I wanted to illuminate the audience. And we're not even touching on all of it. I mean, there's stuff that happens months out, and there's people you have to wrangle. And
then you got to find people to update your website.
Yeah.
And find some sort of graphics package to promote the special.
Yeah.
And now you got to update your Instagram, your Twitter, your 4 Facebooks, your fucking, you know what I mean? Like your podcast page.
And this isn't a pity me thing. This is just kind of
what it is
schooling
now.
people on how simple stand-up looks, but it's very, and this is just the technical side, let alone you're able to
pull it off,
write material
perform,
that's an hour worth of material that's A-list material. Because remember, for every joke us comedians tell, there's probably 7 or 10 that didn't work.
That's right.
So we have to cut through the harvest of material. So I thought it was really interesting to hear you kind of fill in the blanks for, the average person that might not know what goes into it.
Man, there's so much colorist, all these things. And then once you get that file done, then you got your credits. Don't forget who you're going to special thank. Everybody's got to get their proper and fucking spell their name right. They worked hard on this.
Yeah.
Now that's done. The special's done, right? Now we're going to put it up on YouTube. Upload, you got to upload it overnight. You got to make sure that fucking upload's there, do a countdown, graphics package, all this. Then you got to get in there. And these days, you got to get into the YouTube comments, because if you want to get the shit more out into the algorithm, you got to interact with the fan. There's so fucking much. And the other thing, too, is it's free. Trust me when I tell you, that free special for you, it is not fucking free for me. Yeah. And then Ari, too. Like, he and I were talking, and it's not just that. Now you got to go on podcast tours.
Yeah.
And you got to fly to New York, try to bang out shows there. Fly to Austin, hopefully, and bang out shows there. And you're not going to do them all, so you got to fly a few times. I'm going back to Austin tomorrow with my daughter on spring break to do Dr. Drew's show, and because you can't knock them all out at one time. So it's a lot of money to fly and get out there and promote them, and then you got to pay someone to clip. There's so fucking much going on from when we just wanted to tell jokes and make people laugh.
So 2 things I'm going to say for Ryan's special. 1, go and support and watch the special just because you've heard all this, and that's part of it. But secondly, go and watch it just because it's funny. Ryan's a true pro, and it's a great special. It's great material.
Thank you.
It's great comedy. So there's 2 tiers to it. So I didn't want to just say, oh, go see it because we did all this work. That doesn't matter if you don't deliver.
That's right.
And guys like Ryan delivers, and so I urge you to go watch it on YouTube and see it and support. And congratulations. It looks great and
thank you.
Funny and
awesome. That means the world from you, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, it's thank you, buddy. Power pound.
You're missing a Park Ranger cartoon show.
What would it be called? leech sucker at large.
No, but that's an episode, and it's also a thing he does. Maybe every third episode, he's biting the head off. Yeah, just like biting.
He gets rid of his toothbrush, and it's time for bed. I better suck a leech. Yeah, this one's got what's that stuff in toothpaste? Philomel or
I don't know.
Enamel.
I know what you're saying. Enamel.
PhD. What's in toothpaste? What's in toothpaste? Sugar? No. What's in fucking corn? High fructose corn syrup?
There's definitely probably high fructose.
Wait, what's the thing in? It's they have it fluoride.
Oh, I thought you were looking for a real big. Yeah, that's the thing I make sure my daughter has every day. I'm like, brush those teeth and get that fucking mouthwash with fluoride in there.
Yeah,
they put it in the water.
I only bite fluoride sucking leeches. Are you ready for words in a wooden shoe to round this out, buddy?
Yeah,
Here we go. You know how it works from last time. What we do is we put words in an authentic Dutch clog. You reach in there and see if it inspires a story or a memory from somewhere in your journey in life. Words from don't look. Just reach in there. Can't peek. What will Ryan Sickler have for us today? Words from a wooden shoe.
Rejected.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's my whole life. It's
What?
literally, I've been nonstop. That's why I created the honeydew. It's just a perfectly good fruit that most people toss out, and that's what I am. But I'll give you one. I'll give you one.
Wow.
I'll give
Okay.
you a young one that I was like, oh.
You were just flat out rejected? Oh,
Worse. And it's a quick one, but it's just one of those
okay.
ones that you remember. You know what I mean? It
Like the
sticks
leech
with-
story.
Yeah.
This is your leech story.
I don't know if it's my leech story.
It is. It's my podcast.
I moved on successfully.
Okay.
Next door to me was this is probably 7th grade. There was a girl in 7th grade that I thought was super cute, and my neighbor next door was like, "Well, she's friends with me. I'll set you guys up." This is 7th grade shit, Peter.
Yeah.
And they were hanging out at her house one day, and I'm literally next door. So she brings her over, and she's like, "Ryan, this is Lindsay. Lindsay, this is Ryan. Lindsay, Ryan thinks you're really cute and would like to hang out." And she went, "Ugh."
Wow.
Bro, in my face.
Oh,
My face.
shit. That's hard.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to go back inside and play Nintendo, some duck hunt here. Shoot a bunch of shit. Right? I'm going to go kill some ducks right now.
Oh, just a ugh.
Just a ugh. And a guttural, out loud, verbal one, boy, in my face.
Isn't that the beauty of youth, though?
Yeah, it was.
Like,
I mean, man.
No games, no subcontext, no texting, no just ugh.
No social media, bullshit, nothing. Just ugh.
Just no, I don't like you. Boom.
Not
Gone.
for me. Yep.
Wow, dude.
Rejected right out of your fucking Dutch wooden shoe over there, your clog.
That hurts, yeah.
It hurt. It did hurt.
I remember, and this, I'm not proud of this, but I remember when I think it was in grade 4, I thought I had this girlfriend. Like, when we used to want to go out with girls, or we'd do this thing where we'd kind of put word out in the school, and then all the kids would kind of gather the two and say, "Hey, Harland and Jennifer, he's going to ask her to go around with him in the schoolyard." And everyone would gather around. I remember I went up to this girl that I liked, and I was like, everyone's gathered. I go, and you have to say it in front. I go, "Will you go around with me?" That's basically saying, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
Yeah, or steady. Or,
Yeah,
right.
but where I was like, "Will you go around with me?" And she said no, and she turned and walked away.
Oh.
And this, again, I was what, 9 years old,
Yeah.
10, 11 years old. She's walking away. I ran up behind her and just hammer drived her right between
No, you didn't.
the fucking scapulas. Right in the fucking, and she just went, "Ugh," like it's like the Incredible Hulk.
That's the sound she made, really, when she looked at me.
Ugh. And I still, to this day, I feel horrible about it. But she had a coming, child. She had a coming, child. Now, if that girl don't go around with you, boy, you go punch him between the fucking scapulas now. That's the old black man wisdom right there.
Terrible wisdom.
But I've grown up now.
Yeah, man.
I've grown to that. Hey, buddy, give the folks where they can see you, where they can see your special, your stand-up.
Yeah, everything's RyanSickler.com. I'll be starting my tour at the end of May, headed to Fort Wayne, Indiana first, and all the dates are there. I'm at Ryan Sickler on all social media. Subscribe to The Honeydew. Check out my Patreon. It's called The Honeydew with You All, where I do stories with regular people who have the wildest, fucking craziest shit, and I love it. And, yeah, definitely go watch my special. It's free. It's on YouTube. Ryan Sickler. Thank you very much, Harland Williams.
Well, I think before we go, I think we have to do this. If anyone didn't make it to the end of this podcast and they bailed out in the first 3 minutes, like I said, I think we should give them at least a 5-count fuck you.
No doubt. No doubt.
Ready?
I'm
1,
ready.
2, 3. Fuck you. That's it for now, folks. You're on the Harland Highway. Until next time, chicken chow mein, and go see Ryan's special on YouTube. And, buddy, great to see you.
Same. Thank you very much.
And since they had you on all those drugs in the hospital, you are now officially drafted to the Denver Drugs. Congratulations.
All right.
All right. See you next time.